Storm Publishing presents The Second Marriage, written by Rebecca de Winter and read by Tamsin Kennard. As ever, this book is dedicated to my dragons, the big one and our babies. Diolch cariads, cariti. Prologue. January 2023. Naomi. It wasn't like I didn't know who Emily Brigham was. Her trial had taken up the whole summer after I graduated. My mother and I watched the news together every evening, catching up on the latest sordid details when my little sisters were in bed. Throughout the trial, I pressed my mother for her thoughts. After all, they'd known each other for years. What was she like? But Mum refused to talk about her. I guess she felt bad about the way things had worked out. It wasn't until I was floundering around, desperate for women to interview for my PhD thesis a year or so later, that I thought of her and read the court files, listened to the audio of that call to the hotel concierge. She's perfect, I told my supervisor, imagining how I would describe her, remembering that iconic picture of her being led out of the hotel in handcuffs, still in her wedding dress. But I wanted to know the woman behind it all. The one who twisted and wrung her hands when she spoke. And surely, if I did, others would too. Because who was she? A Mata Hari? A seductive, dangerous sociopath? Or someone else entirely? As much as I always believed a victim, that didn't mean they were perfect, and it was the lowest form of sexism to paint a woman as feeble. A quote, though, in part of her testimony, nagged at me as I waited for my first visit. Don't you know, a wolf on a leash is still a wolf. And each time I read it, I'd second-guess myself, and her, all over again. The first time I meet Brigham, she tells me I'm asking the wrong questions. It throws me off balance, even as I know to be careful around her. Max wasn't happy from the start. Typical man. I just took it as him being a protective boyfriend. He believed everything they said about her. I'm only looking out for you. You're too nice. Please try to remember she was found guilty. I said that she was a victim too, that despite the verdict, she had her husband's confession on tape, everything that man did to her, and to the others. It's not that I haven't had difficult subjects before, or been in difficult situations, especially writing this thesis. I've deliberately picked controversial subjects. I'm planning to write a book. I know what sells. She'd refused every interview request during her trial and after, so whilst part of me wants to know why...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?